Hi everyone, Sharon Muniz here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about paid challenge groups. And I know the idea of running a paid challenge group, especially for new coaches, is really daunting and overwhelming, but I'm going to break the process down so that it's super easy for everybody to follow. And then we're going to have a little assignment takeaway at the end. So the first thing I want to say when talking about paid challenge groups is they are a great way to really kickstart your business. And so if you are focused on building a business, paid challenge groups are where it's at. If you're still dabbling in sort of the hobby coach, looking to make maybe the cost of your Shakeology every month or something like that, paid challenge groups can help you get those few customers that you're looking to get and sort of stretch your wings as far as challenging yourself with becoming a leader and running a little challenge group. And so Nicole Gavin had posted an amazing training on free challenge groups. So you've already watched that. And so now we're going to take those principles and step it up into paid challenge groups. So make sure that you've gone back, you've watched her video and taken amazing notes because she had a ton of great nuggets in there. And there's actually a lot of similarities between free groups and paid groups, but there are also some big differences as well. And so I'm going to talk through those right now. So what is a paid challenge group exactly? It's simply a challenge group that requires some sort of purchase through you. Now, you might associate this with a challenge pack, like they have to have a challenge pack to get into a paid challenge group. And a lot of us might have started that way, but that's actually only one version of a paid challenge group. Certainly, you can run a paid challenge group where everybody gets that Shakeology and fitness program and then works on both of those things at once, but it doesn't have to be that. It can be a challenge that includes just Shakeology or just fitness and Beachbody on demand. You can also use the 3-day refresh or the performance line or any one singular product that Beachbody offers. You can use that as the basis for your challenge group. And this is really exciting because it gives you a lot of flexibility to pursue the things that you love, that you want to try, that you want to do, and then simply inviting people to join you in that process. So that's what's so awesome about paid challenge groups, just like free groups, is you're in the driver's seat. So you can decide which products you want to talk about, which products you want to try for yourself. And then you run the group and set the requirements for whatever it is that you want to do. So here's some ideas of groups that me and my team have run over the last, several months. Course with 80-Day Obsession out right now. We're running an 80-Day Obsession group, but we didn't just call it 80-Day Obsession group. We called it 80 Days to Obsess Over You. And we're really emphasizing these moms and women who need to put themselves first and getting obsessed with making themselves a priority. You can run a Shakeology challenge where they buy the 5-day sampler pack. Either if you carry samples, they can buy it, through you or through your website, but call it something fun. Call it like the Superfood Shakedown or Shake Up Your Spring. You can do a 3-day refresh group. And again, think of sort of a catchy title for that group. You can do Love Your Bod and really talk about the benefits of Beachbody On Demand, get them plugged into trying some of the different workouts on Beachbody On Demand. You can use the Shakeology boosts as a challenge. And no, they don't even have to have Shakeology to use a boost. The boost can be added to any liquid base. So you could start with sort of a standard smoothie and then add one of the boosts in. My team is going to be running a Boost Your Digestion challenge. You can do one with the performance line. I know a lot of people suffer from low energy and caffeine addiction, right? So we've done a Let's Get Energized where they get the 10-pack sampler pack of the Energize, and it's a 10-day challenge where they try that once a day for 10 days. So these are just some of the ideas that there are a ton more out there, but find the things that you want to try. Explore our products, be an expert at what we offer, and then you can build amazing challenge groups that take advantage of using those products. So how do you run a paid challenge group? Well, the process is really similar to a free challenge. You're going to choose your product, choose what your requirements are, and then you're going to create an event on Facebook. You can choose an eye-catching cover. I do like to use Canva for that. Give it a catchy title, something that gives the idea of what you're doing, but also makes people stop their scroll. So just calling it a Shakeology challenge might not get as much attention as I just ran one that was called Show Me the Superfoods. And so it's just getting those creative juices going and finding ways to make it fun and exciting. Then you, of course, want to invite to the event. So you're going to invite in a couple of different ways. You can share the public event that you've created on your timeline, which then broadcasts to your network. You also can invite people directly to that event, and then you're going to private message people and talk to them about it. So don't think of inviting as just one of those three. Inviting is all three of those steps. And then in the event, I encourage you to post consistently in the days leading up to the challenge. I do this and it helps sort of people start to tune in, because as I've invited them, they're getting notifications that I've posted in this event. And so I give them free content. I give them recipes. I give them funny memes. I give them more details about what's coming. I give them thoughts about, why this matters to me in my life and what my why is for running this challenge or joining this challenge. And when you post on your page about the event, make sure that you include the link in the comments. If you share the event directly, the current algorithm, of course this can always change, but the current algorithm is that Facebook might not show that to as much of your network. But if you talk about the challenge and then include the link in the comments, that can be effective as well. There's a few differences to inviting a paid versus a free challenge. And on a free challenge, you can really set that event invite up 1 to 2 weeks ahead of time and get people in. When they have to purchase, you want to give them more time. So I encourage you to create that public event 2 to 3 weeks before your actual group kicks off. This gives people plenty of time to consider it, to learn about it, for you to message with them about it, and for them to place and receive their order before the challenge begins. You can also use some of the third-party tools in your coach office to help share about whatever product you are using in your challenge group. So there are 1,000,001 product training and shareable media sources there in our online office. So make sure you explore that and then use those tools to help explain to your challengers what makes this special, what makes this different, why you're doing a challenge with it. And then use your private messages to talk about the value first and then about cost. So don't lead with money. Don't tell people first off that it's going to cost them money. Don't tell people the amount of money it's going to cost right away. Let them to see the value first and why this is important before talking about what it will cost them. You want to get them talking and associating with what they can get out of the group before you talk to them about money. Because as soon as you do that, their defenses go up and they say, oh no, I don't want to spend anything. But they might really need it. And if they see the value first, they're more inclined to say, okay, yes, I would totally, pay for that. So let's talk about inviting. Inviting is the yuckiest part for a lot of us, right? Inviting makes us scared. It makes us nervous, but it's uncomfortable. And a lot of us coaches will shy away from this process. But it's really not that scary. When you look at these people as just people, if you look at them the way you used to be and think, well, I could either be giving them the first step in their journey, or maybe I'm giving them something to strive for in the future, or maybe I'm giving them the opportunity to say, no, thank you. It's all about your mindset and how you approach it. If you approach it with, oh my gosh, I need to get these challengers, and you're anxious and scared and driven by Success Club points and trying to, force it, it is going to be awkward and uncomfortable and unsuccessful. But if you can lead and think in your mind that you're actually extending them the offer to help themselves improve their lives, well, then that takes on a different tone, and it's a lot easier to extend that invitation. So sometimes it's as easy as just asking if they would consider trying something new with their health and fitness. Have you ever considered trying something new with your health and fitness? Get them talking about their goals and their struggles. and you can kind of connect with them and explain why this group would help them. You have the solution to what they're struggling with. And so once you get them talking about their goals or their struggles, you have a natural sort of segue into inviting into the group. Identify with them and how this group could help them. So if what they're saying resonates with you, if they're talking about, having really low energy and feeling like they need 4 cups of coffee a day to even just get through the day, and they're very unfocused, and that used to be you, well, then you can talk to them about that and say, oh gosh, girl, I totally get it. I was addicted to my coffee maker or to Starbucks. And then I found this, and it's helped me so much that now I'm only down to 1 cup of coffee a day. Would you be interested in learning a little bit more about it? I'm actually hosting a virtual group, to give it a try. So you are identifying with them and then inviting them to try it with you. So always focusing on the value that they will get out of it. And content is worth every penny. The more content you can give them, the more help, advice, free recipes, free ideas, resources that you give them, pour your knowledge as a coach into them. And you might be thinking, I'm a new coach. I don't know that I have knowledge. But you do. You have amazing resources with this team. You have amazing resources in your Coach Online office. You have amazing resources in the Beachbody blog. If you have not checked out the Beachbody blog on Beachbody On Demand, that is a huge wealth of information. And that content is incredible. I use it all the time and share it with my customers, with my prospects. It's amazing. The last thing that you need to do is become an objection pro. You need to have an answer or a response or a comfort in handling any objection that's lobbed your way. And you know how this comes? From product knowledge and confidence. The more you know about these products and what they can do, the more confident you are in them, and the more you can battle those objections and explain why something is worth the dollar amount it is. Okay? Now, here's a big red flag mistake that many people make when they're running a paid challenge group, and that is they get somebody that says, yeah, I'm interested, and so they get all excited, you send your link and expect them to order, and then you wonder why you don't hear from them. Do not send your link, even if they directly ask you, yeah, I'm interested, send me your link. Once in a while, you'll have a person that does that and actually follows through, but most of the time, you don't. So you want to make sure that you're thorough and that you're inviting somebody into your group that's going to really get the most out of it and participate and be an active challenger for you. So don't send your link until you have answered their questions and that they have answered your questions. So make sure you're asking them about their current routine, about their goals. What's one thing they'd love to get out of this group? And then when you do finally get to the point where you can send your link for them to purchase or use the amazing share a cart option, refer to it as their product and remind them of their goals. So an example would be, I just sent you an email with your shopping cart all ready to go. All you need to do to complete is just complete your order. It's one click button, so it's super simple. I hope you're excited to receive your first Shakeology and start feeling more healthy and energized. That would be an example if somebody were purchasing Shakeology. I referred to it as their Shakeology. So they start to really already get excited and identify that, yes, this is mine. I want to purchase this, as opposed to you saying, I haven't seen, would you order? I know you haven't ordered yet. Could you please order? That's a totally different vibe and is really going to turn somebody off. Next you need to do is follow up, right? To people who either are interested and haven't made a decision. You got to follow up with people who said yes but haven't purchased yet. And you need to follow up with the people that have purchased. And I'm going to talk about all of these. So if you have gone through, answered their questions, and they've answered your questions, and you're at the step where you're sending them the link or your share a cart, and there's no purchase yet, just send them a nice casual message saying that you're just checking in, you haven't seen their order come through yet, and you wanted to follow up to see if they had any last questions that you can answer for them. You can also let them know that there's shipping might take up to a week, and you want to make sure that they are all set with their product before our challenge group starts. Now, if somebody's kind of gone silent on you and you're getting crickets, you can respond to that with, or follow up to that with, hi, I know you were interested in learning more about whatever the product is, challenge group. Spots are filling fast and I'd love to hold one for you. Should I count you in? Ask them a direct question, then that will prompt them. That gives them the opportunity to say, you know what, no, I'm going to pass at this time, or, oh my gosh, yes, I dropped the ball. I'm totally in. Now, after they purchase, you want to follow up with them and send them something of value. Send them a thank you note with content that's valuable for them. So it could be bonus recipes, it could be content from the Beachbody blog, it could be a Shakeology dessert recipe, a video tutorial on how to work Beachbody On Demand. Any of those things will really kind of add that extra little something so that they feel cared about and that you're not just in it to sell them on something and run, that you're here, that you're in it with them, and that you're still going to do your best to give them all the resources they need to be successful. So once you've got your challengers all set, everybody's purchased, you're ready to go, then you're going to create your closed group at least 1 week prior to your start date and add your members only once they've purchased. This is a big thing. A lot of the time, it's so tempting to say, oh, I know so-and-so really wants in this and she says she's going to purchase, so I'm just going to add her to the group. Don't do that. Wait until they have for sure purchased before adding them to your group. If they can't follow through with the purchase that you're asking of them, then they're not likely going to follow through on the challenge either. Okay, so then you're going to run a prep week. Prep week can be as simple or as detailed as you want to make it. For sure, you want to do a few things, and that includes outlining the expectations of the group, outline what the point system is going to be, if they're going to be earning points on a daily basis. You don't have to do that, but if you're using a point system, you'll want to explain that to them. You can do an introduction or an icebreaker post so that all of the challengers can sort of comment and answer some similar questions and kind of get to know each other. And then any other information or resources that they're going to need. So if it's a meal plan, if there's theme days, if there's other things that they just need to know or be aware of, if there's more than one coach running the group, you'll want to introduce them to that. You can schedule some of your posts ahead of time, which is amazing, but don't schedule and run. Be your best challenger and stay engaged in the group. So don't just set your morning post and your evening check-in post and schedule those ahead of time and not pop back into the group and be following up on what people are saying and what's going on in the group. Make sure you're commenting on everything. So when somebody posts in that group, you're liking it, you're commenting on it. When somebody checks in at night, you're liking and commenting on it, okay? And then make sure that you send private messages to check in on your customers one-on-one throughout the challenge. How are they liking the product or program that they're doing? How are they enjoying the group so far? And you can also do this with people who are wallflowers, who are in the group but aren't actively posting and participating. Some people don't need it or even want it, but they still are following along with what they're supposed to be doing. So the only way to know that for sure is by sending messages to follow up and check on them. Finally, make the group fun. These groups are amazing when they are interactive and fun. So it doesn't matter if you have 3 people or 30 people, you can make this group fun. You can go live in the group and talk to them. Talk to them about, as you're using whatever product or program, what you're experiencing and feeling and thinking. Go live in the group and talk to them about it. Let them know that it's okay. Go live and just share your personality, share who you are, give them funny things, funny anecdotes, or fun little to-dos or things to comment on. You can offer live Q&A sessions or live Zoom workouts if it's a fitness group program. Those are really fun and help kind of boost your engagement with your customers. You can do like a daily photo challenge or add a little water challenge and just throw in extra little bonus competitions and challenges throughout, sprinkle those in, surprise them, and kind of make them challenge themselves even more by adding something additional. You can throw in it's a Friday flex. Everybody has to do, plank for 1 minute or something like that. Something fun, off the wall, unexpected. You can do surprise prizes So you can call for a comment on something or ask for a selfie or photo or something, and then give Shakeology samples or Energize samples or a shaker cup or something just fun, cute, little. Doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Anything little that says good job and rewards them for doing great things in your group. Also call for non-scale victories. This is really important in paid challenge groups because people often get stuck on the number, and if they don't see that scale moving fast enough, they will give up and say this does not work. And so talking about non-scale victories and calling for everybody to share those, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome when people start to celebrate their wins. Make sure that you're posting bonus content and calls to action, asking for them to comment on different things or sharing on their personal page or, sharing some personal development, almost like getting little coach behaviors into your challenge group so that it becomes their way of life. So that then once you talk to them about the coaching opportunity, and that will come later on, but once you talk to them, you can say, you're basically doing a lot of this already. And sometimes it can be tough to keep people engaged for several weeks. I once ran a 10-week fitness group the end of last year, and it was really hard around the holidays. That group was 10 weeks long, but the more fun that I had with it, the higher the chances that my challengers were having fun with it. So as long as you are being creative and coming up with fun, new, different things to post in your groups, your customers, your challengers are going to have a great time along with you. So then what about once your challenge group is over? At the end of the challenge, it's so important to collect feedback. You can call for comments or private messages, but I highly recommend creating a survey, and I do this on Google Forms. It's super easy to throw together a survey, and then you can post the link and collect their responses there. That way you have all of their feedback in one place, and it really gives you a good idea on how to improve your challenges for the future. I also will draw a winner from the people that have submitted their feedback. So I asked them things like to share what they enjoyed about the challenge, share ideas for improving in the future. Depending on the group, I'll ask some different questions. Did you use Shakeology for this challenge? And then I always ask them at the end, how else can I help you on your journey? And I give them options like continue to invite me to challenges. Talk to me about Shakeology. I'd love to try it. Talk to me about coaching. So plant those little seeds that there are all these ways that you can continue to provide value and help them along the way. Prizes are always a really great way to close out a challenge group. Whether you give one or more than one is up to you. Again, they don't have to be a big deal. You don't have to spend $50 on a challenge. In fact, you should only be spending maybe $10, maybe $20 on a little challenge prize to just say thank you to your challengers. At the end, you can also promote your next group. You should always know what group you have running next. And so when one challenge finishes up, let them know, here's how they can continue on their journey. Here are the dates for your next group. Continue to follow up with any new challengers and customers, especially from a paid challenge, because they have invested in themselves and in you, and it is your job now as their coach to continue to follow up. So even if they don't always participate to the max or they don't always respond to your messages, it is up to you to follow up with them. Keep them engaged. Try to keep them plugged into one of your groups. I encourage you to keep a list of successes. So things that you are seeing, lives that you are changing, results that you're helping people have, write those down on a Post-it note, in a little journal, somewhere where you can go back and refer to it on those days that you're frustrated or feeling uninspired. Those successes will really help fuel you to continue on. Also, keep a challenge group brainstorm notebook. So sometimes I'll be in like the weirdest, randomest situations and I'll think, oh my gosh, this would be an amazing challenge group. And so I try to jot it down either, in the notes section of your phone or in a little special journal that you have, because you never know when you're going to be struggling to come up with a challenge group. If you go back to your little brainstorm notebook, you might find what you're looking for in there. So your assignment, your little call to action after watching this training is to post and let us know when you are hosting your first paid group or helping host a paid group, what that group product is going to be. So what are you going to ask them to purchase? And then give us 3 more paid group ideas that you have. They don't have to be fully fleshed out. They don't have to have fancy names right now, but just the concept or an idea of groups that you would love to run this year. Give us 3 of those. So thank you so much for watching this training. As always, if you have questions, please let me know. Thanks. Bye.